Alrighty, everybody, welcome back here. Mezzo Matt here with another forecast for you guys, and it is March 25th, 2024. Today it is Monday. We are going to be going over a severe weather threat, a big severe weather threat that we have going on in the Dixie Alley today, Louisiana, Mississippi, Arkansas, maybe even a little bit of Missouri and Iowa as well, into Alabama tonight, and then possibly into the Florida Panhandle tomorrow, and on and maybe even into Georgia and South Carolina later into the end of the week. So right now we have a level 1, level 2, level 3 risk of severe weather for today. Possibility for some strong, violent tornadoes as well today in that orange shaded area. We'll run over that here in a minute. Looking at active radar as of right now, we have a line of storms approaching from East Texas, going to be crossing here into Arkansas, already crossing into Arkansas, and eventually going to be crossing here into Louisiana today. We got a little bit of rain clusters going on down here, cluster of thunderstorms down into eastern, southeastern Texas and into western Louisiana here. Watching for this line to continue to redevelop as it crosses into Louisiana. We're going to have instability around 1,500 joules per kilogram today. Lapse rates are a little bit low, so we'll be watching for that as well. But we do have a strong southwesterly flow in the lower levels and in the mid and upper levels. And what that's going to do is help rotate storms as this line redevelops and pushes east. We could have some supercells that develop ahead of the line. Any of these storms that do develop today ahead of the line are going to have the chance for producing a violent tornado, EF2 rated or higher. The issue right now today, and I've already seen this on radar this morning, and I'll go ahead and run over this with you guys. There's a lot of crap convection, and we always worry with this, not worry, but we always hope for this when we have these setups down here in the south. Very, very high dew points leading to a lot of thunderstorm activity ahead of this line. If these storms can stay sub-severe, that'd be great, but there is going to be the chance with the heating of the day, especially up here into Mississippi and eastern Louisiana, for those tornadoes to be more stronger today with that QLCS squall line that'll develop here in the next couple of hours or so. And like I said, we will be live on TikTok today here in the next hour or so, doing coverage all day for that. So hopefully this situation does not involve today, and hopefully this does not happen the way the models and SPC has it. There's always that possibility for a boomer bust situation, so I want my viewers to understand that that is a thing. We could be possibly having, something. We could not have something, so I just want to make that clear. So there is that possibility today for that. And a lot of times this year already, we've had these kind of setups bust due to the fact that we've had so much moisture and so much crap convection that gets involved before these storms in the daytime heating can get going. So I've also spoken to a couple friends that are down in the southern Louisiana area, and it's very, very cloudy down there, so that could help limit instability. But the sun is expected to come out later this afternoon in most of these areas, so that should help re-energize the atmosphere for these storms to develop. So let's talk about this on future radar. What is this going to look like over the next couple of hours? And as we go to look at the latest Triple HR run, you can clearly see here that line off to the east. This should start to push into Louisiana between 1 and 2 o'clock. Watching this line start to re-intensify from southern Missouri, where there is not a risk of severe weather, but there still could be some wind and some small, maybe isolated hail, sub-severe for that up there, some heavy rain as well. But watching this main squall line really start to redevelop this afternoon, especially into Arkansas, Hot Springs, Little Rock, getting into that. Could see some wind damage up there in that marginal risk area. Down here in Louisiana, the reason why that tornado risk is so high is because we could see some isolated supercells, like I said, that develop ahead of the line or embedded within the line itself, QLCS tornadoes that could pose a problem if they can get going. And so as we go through the 3 to 4 o'clock hour, 5 o'clock time frame, you start to see that line slowly approaching that enhanced risk area here in the orange. This is where that hatch 10% tornado risk is at. Vicksburg, Jackson, Meridian, Hattiesburg, Mississippi, Natchez, Alexandria, Louisiana will have to watch out for you guys. This line does start to really become more confined around the 8 o'clock to 9 o'clock hour. Still could see some isolated supercells ahead of this line, but we're really going to be talking more of a wind threat, I think, at this point as that pushes east. And then as we get to the midnight and overnight hours, we're talking 3 and 4 o'clock in the morning, still seeing a broken squall line moving through into Alabama. So we've got a long day ahead of us as far as the severe weather potential goes. We're going to be on live all day talking about this, watching for heavy rain as well up in Kentucky, Tennessee, and up into Indiana and Illinois. There is also a small marginal risk of severe weather with a 2% tornado risk in western Iowa. With that low being closer up there, we could have a couple of isolated severe storms develop later on this afternoon, and that is going to be starting here around the next between 2 and 3 o'clock this afternoon. You see some isolated cells pop up. Could see some low top supercells, some funnel clouds possibly, or an isolated tornado or two, some wind and some hail up there. So we'll be watching that as that low approaches off to the east. And then, like I said, watching this line of storms continue to push from Illinois into Indiana. We do have a marginal risk of severe weather in Indiana tomorrow. We'll run over that here in just a moment. But watching as this line pushes through tonight into Alabama, like I said, we will be live all day covering this, so no worries there for you guys. As far as our tornado parameters go today as well, they are there. They do exist. Significant tornado parameters just tell us where we could see the highest tornado potential around at, and you can clearly in Louisiana and into that enhanced risk area up there into Mississippi. So we'll be watching for a strong tornado or two. Hopefully that does not happen, but there's always that threat when you have a strong southwesterly flow with it like we're going to be having now. As we go and look at the instability, that's what keeps these thunderstorms healthy, keeps them going. If we watch instability here over the next couple of hours, it really should start to uptick as this storm system moves into Louisiana. We can see instability values pushing 1,000 to 1,500 there in southern Louisiana, and then it should move into Mississippi along the dry line and then push east. So we should be, still dealing with storms around Alabama, but most of these in the overnight hours tonight should be sub-severe, but we'll just kind of watch it and see what happens. Watching for tomorrow as well, there is 2 areas on Wednesday or not Wednesday, but Tuesday for severe weather down here. Once again, a marginal risk from Mobile, Alabama to Pensacola, Florida, all the way to Tallahassee, Florida, and Apalachicola. This will be for a 2% risk of tornadoes with that line still approaching throughout. Broken squall line will start to weaken. We shouldn't see much of anything down here as of right now for Tuesday, but we'll watch it and make sure that none of that does happen for you guys. And then up here where that low is going to be at as well, we'll have that chance for some isolated thunderstorms to develop tomorrow afternoon with a small skinny line that could push through Kentucky, Indiana, and Ohio tomorrow afternoon. So we'll be watching that as well. If that does get upgraded, we'll do a video on that tomorrow for you guys. But as far as severe weather goes, today's the main day. Today is a possible severe weather outbreak mode. Like I said, all 3 levels of severe weather are there. We'll go back to this here one more time. We pop up the active radar here for you guys so you can actually see what we're talking about. Like I said, our storms are off to the west here. Got a lot of convection ongoing here in Louisiana. None of this is severe now. This could keep the atmosphere stable, so that is key to forecasting this for the rest of the afternoon here. We could be watching some of these storms stay sub-severe, which would be the best of news for you guys. But in that green risk area shading here from Arkansas to Pensacola, Florida, Memphis, Tennessee, into Birmingham, Alabama, and over here down to Houston, we've got a marginal risk of severe weather, which is a level 1. In the yellow shading, we have a slight risk of severe weather, and in the orange, we have an enhanced. And here's our tornado forecast for today. In the green, we have a 2% risk of a tornado within the 25-mile radius of a given point. In the maroon, we have a 5%, and in the yellow area here with the hatch tick marks, we have a chance of 10% EF2 or higher rated tornadoes in this area. And this does include Meridian, Mississippi, Jackson, Mississippi, Hattiesburg, you're right on the line, Columbia, Laurel, Brookhaven, McComb, basically Interstate 55 and Interstate 20 from Monroe to Meridian and Jackson down. So we're really going to be watching this area this afternoon as this line does push east. Any type of storm can rotate it very, very quickly in this area, and we could get a brief spin up tornado. A strong tornado is clearly possible with this. So we're going to be watching for that. Also, clearly the wind that comes with the line. We have a 30% wind threat here in the enhanced, 15 in the yellow for the slight risk, and a marginal risk. We have a 5% up here in Iowa, small 5% chance of some wind as well. And then the hail threat as well will exist with this. We have a 5% down here in Louisiana, and into Iowa, we also have a, Iowa and Missouri, we have a 5% as well. So today should be the only big severe weather risk we have right now. There is a possibility down the road for some more severe weather, and I'm going to go ahead and transition over to that. So that way you guys can see that. We'll go over here to the pivotal weather models and we'll talk about what we could be looking at down the road here. And so looking at SPC's forecast here, like I said, not a lot going on. We can see that nothing for Thursday through next Sunday as of now, but there are talks about another storm system coming through next weekend that could bring severe weather to April 2nd and April 1st. Potentially for the Ohio Valley, maybe down into the Texas area as well. Let me get my pin app here set up. Once again, I never have this thing ready to go whenever we're doing these videos. Why I do that, I don't know. But like I said, we'll be watching next weekend as well once we get past today. Nothing, like I said, forecast for Thursday through Monday right now, so that's good news. But if we go and we look at the models, right, we'll go here and look at the newest GFS run that just officially came in. There is our trough. There is our low. It is concentrated right over the Missouri-Oklahoma area. That's the low. You get your southwesterly jet stream with this as well. That's causing the severe weather down here in Dixie Alley today, possibly. As we go throughout the work week, or weekend into the work week here, not weekend, but into the work week, that trough will push off to the east. Should be more confined. We should be less of severe weather, but there is a chance we could see some more severe weather maybe on Thursday and Friday, like I said, along the East Coast here with another low that could develop along the Gulf. We'll talk about that if that does come to fruition later on in the week. And then after that, looks to be this weekend. Friday, Saturday should be pretty quiet. We got a high pressure system that'll develop in the southern plains here, and this could help, reheat the atmosphere, get those temperatures up again. We will have a chance for some below average temperatures as this system pushes through up here into the central plains and into the northern plains with that snow that just came down. I know we've seen reports of snowfall up in southern Dakota, Minnesota, and western Wisconsin of about 1 to 1.5 feet. Some areas have seen a little bit higher than that. So once I get more storm reports in for you guys, I will show those as well. But watching now the next storm system pass this, we could see something next weekend, and there's our next trough, our dip in the jet stream. Very, very strong low moves off the West Pacific, and we could start to see a subtropical jet stream set up here over the Central Plains and maybe into the Ohio Valley as we go throughout April 1st and April 3rd. We'll be watching this low, possibly some severe weather up in here maybe. Still confined to figure that forecast out. If we go and we look at the precip, where is our chances of seeing precip over the next couple of days? And as we go through today, there's our line pushes through east off the East Coast. Could see another low, like I said, develop along the Carolinas there on Thursday and Friday. Maybe some severe weather, marginal risk or two there on the East Coast. And then as we go throughout the week, not a lot going on into the weekend there in the Central Plains area. We could watch for that secondary low to develop on the 1st, and giving us possibly some showers and some storms into the Ohio Valley. And then we get another low that could develop as well in the Central Plains as we go through mid-April. But at this point, we're still far out, and we're going to have to watch for these storms at that point to potentially develop. And some of the models are even hinting at another cold blast of air dipping down here before we get through the month of April. So we're going to have to watch that very, very closely as well. And then more severe weather down the road for April. So a lot to talk about as we go through the month of April. As always, April and May are busy months for severe weather and for that transition between spring and spring to summer, I would say, at this point in time. So we'll be doing that for you guys as well. But other than that, I'm going to keep this video short today because we do have to get on live stream and I do have to post on another site as well. If you guys will also as well, go check out the Mesomat website. It is going to be linked up here. Let me go to it so you guys can see it. It's linked in my bio as well on TikTok and YouTube. There is merch up in the item shop as well here. If you guys want to purchase any hats, hoodies, t-shirts, stickers, phone cases, it's very, very much appreciated. There's also a donation page if anybody does want to donate anything as well. It does help the streams. This is my full-time job, so everything does matter. But I just want to say I appreciate you guys for watching. Everybody stay safe, and I'll see everybody on the live stream today here in the next little bit. Y'all stay safe and have a good day.